Hi everyone. We are just experiencing quite some technical issues this morning. We are just waiting for some of the help we are needing. We will start as soon as we can. Otherwise, the lesson will be done tomorrow.
Hello.
Hi Melody, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you can then just start sharing your screen.
Ja, maar nou hier's 'n probleem. Are we going
Yeah.
to run back the 45 minutes because I've got another Zoom session with my bird club at 10 o'clock.
No, we won't, because I've got another class at 10. So we'll only go until we are done, and then the time's up, and then we'll do the rest tomorrow.
That's pretty much, we're not even going to get to the web page to start coding.
It's okay as long as there's something.
Really? Do you think there's any point in even starting it? I don't know. I'm going to take your advice.
Maybe we can just test everything to make sure, because everything was working obviously yesterday. Okay, I can see it.
Okay, I want to just check how many participants we've got. It's only
15.
Where do you see that? I don't see that.
I don't think you can. It's only the producer that can see that. But you can start.
Okay, good morning, grade 4. So sorry for the delay. It's just all part of being online, and we just have to put on with it and move on. So we're going to start the lesson today, and we will carry on tomorrow. So you're not actually going to get onto the web page unless you want to go on your own and see if you can work through some of the courses. So once again, please have your mic muted and your video off, and only click and type on the chat if you need assistance. Okay, that's very important because it's very hard for me to type a response, and if you're battling, I need to know you're battling, then I will help you and I'll chat you through it. Okay, so we won't get to this today, but we're going to be coding with Disney. Quite a exciting thing to do, Moana and Maui. And when we are online doing the coding together, we're going to have to mute the site. But if you do it at home, it's kind of fun. The music and the sound effects are great. Okay, a little bit about me. I'm one of a twin. We both love coding, and we really believe that coding gives you superpowers. We are both IT teachers and in the IT world. Okay, so just a little bit about what is coding. It's obviously going around, everybody's talking about coding and programming. So basically, code is a set of instructions or rules that computers can understand, and it might be helpful to think of it as a recipe. Like your mom takes a recipe out when she bakes a cake. That's exactly what coding is. Coding is telling a computer what you want to do by typing in step-by-step commands for the computer to follow, just like you do with a recipe. This much flour, how many eggs, etc. Computers are not clever. However, they are very obedient. They will do exactly what you want them to do, so long as you tell them how to do it correctly. And in the coding path, we're going to go through debugging, so you'll be able to go back and check and see where you made a mistake and correct it. Unfortunately, when you're baking a cake, you can't. Okay, so some new words you will be learning today. You're going to be using the repeat function. Now, the repeat function is exactly what it says. It just repeats something over and over again so that you don't have to keep on using the same blocks. Then we're also going to be doing something today, hopefully maybe only tomorrow, we'll do a repeat until. So it's a command that says, do this until you get to that. And then it stops once it's reached its goal. And then a bit later in the modules, we'll get to the if this happens, if you experience this, else then you must do this. So that you'll see once we get onto the coding, and it's all quite explanatory in the blocks. Okay, tips before we start. The music, as I say, on the site is absolutely fabulous. So you can, if you're doing it at home, you don't have to mute it, but while we're busy, might be an idea to mute it. I'm going to mute mine because obviously you can't hear my voice and the music trolling. And when you finished each little challenge, it does a rah-rah, so it's absolutely fabulous if you want to do it at home. Okay, tips to remember before you start coding. Always pay attention to which way your little man is facing or whatever you're trying to do, because you might need to turn them first just to head in the right direction before you start moving them. So you've always got to pay attention to which way you are facing, and you need to know your left from your right, boys and girls. So put yourself in their position and say, okay, which is left, which is right. Okay, deleting or removing blocks of unused code is very, very simple, and you'll see it once you're on the page, and you're on your workspace and you don't want to block, you just drag it to the block area and a little bin will come up and you can delete it. There's also something very, very handy on the workspace. And it's handy to check it because it gives you an idea of how many blocks you need to use. If you go over, it's not a train smash, you can always go back and try again. But for example, this example that I've got here says there's one block on the workspace and you can use 4 blocks. So it's always handy to check that. And I'll show you once we're in the lessons, if we get there today, how to see if you've done a lesson with the correct numbers of blocks or whether you haven't. And then at the top of your screen, you'll be able to check the progress at the top of your page, which is actually quite nice. You'll see here the little blue 7, so you can see exactly where you are in the lesson, and you can go back to lessons if you want to or move forward, but that's not a good idea. Okay, so at the end of the lesson, you will know and understand the different areas of your coding page. There are 4 different areas. You've got your workspace, your block space, your run space where you check what coding you did and if it worked. And then you've got your little instruction block that gives you in words clearly exactly what you need to do on that page. You will have used picture blocks to create your code. This is kind of interesting, and at the end I'll show you how to go and have a look at what your code really looks like if you had been typing it up like our programmers are doing at the moment. You're going to learn to work with repeat and if-else functions, which I have covered. They are very, very handy, and after the first few modules you will understand why we need to use these. Otherwise, we're going to be dragging unnecessary blocks onto the screen. You'll be able to see your progress and which lesson you're on and the ones you have done, which is very, very handy, so that if you go in again, you can see at the top of your page, okay, I've done all the green blocks and now I can carry on. If it's light green, not a block, a little circle or a star, then it says you didn't use the right amount of blocks. And then you'll be learning to use the run and reset button, which means you can run it. If it's successful, it'll take you to the next lesson. Otherwise, it will tell you to reset and you can try again. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it seems like we're going to have a few minutes just to get in so that you know where to go. And you're going to be typing in, go to your browser, and you're going to be typing in Disney Hour of Code. And you're going to go to the top one that says Hour of Code Disney Partners. Okay, and this is the screen that you're going to be going to. We're going to be working with Moana and Maui. The graphics on this is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so now you're going to go to Begin Now. Okay, there are a few videos on this link that you can watch. They're very helpful and explanatory. Moana is obviously from the movie in 2016. So we can watch the videos, but I want you to take note of this. At the top of your tab, whatever browser you're in, you can right click and mute tab. I'm not going to mute it because I want you to hear the video, but you can go and if you mute the tab, then you can't hear the videos at home. So if you're doing it on your own, then probably don't mute. Okay, so this is your page. Do you hear the music in the background? It is beautiful, and some of them, when you finish, they do some rah-rahs. Okay, so it tells you now you're on lesson 1 of 19. Remember, I was explaining to you here all your lessons at the top, and you will be able to see which ones you finished. They either come up with a star or a circle as to where you are at. So this is your little instruction page. There's Moana, and there's Maui. Okay, and you're going to say, I heard there are fish nearby. Let's move forward. So you need to pay attention to these instructions. Okay, so here they are on the sailing boat, and these are the things that you need to move forward on. Okay, so we need to move forward 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to help you with the first few so you've got an idea of what you need to move forward on. Let's see if I'm right. 1, 2, and I'm going to click on run. Okay, lovely. Look at these gorgeous pictures. Nothing yet. We should keep on moving forward. Okay, so you can see now we're on lesson 2 of 19. It gives you the instructions and you can carry on. Look, there are fish ahead. Wow, I didn't believe it was true. So we're going to click. Okay, so once again, we've got to move forward. Now we've got an extra block. So we're going to go, and here is what I was telling you about your workspace. One block is on and you can use 4 blocks. So we're going to move forward 1. Okay, fabulous, all happy, right, run. Right, well done. It always encourages you, and amazing, there are plenty of fish around here. So let's move to the next one. Okay, we're getting further than I thought. That's great. Okay, I can see the first fish on our right. Let's go for it. Chee-hoo! Okay, so you remember I mentioned to you, need to pay attention to which way you are facing. So he's facing that way, okay, he's facing forward. So if he moves onto that block, which way must he turn? So left or right. So I suggest you just face the same way, and then you will be able to see which way you need to turn. Okay, and then he's got to move forward 1, 2. Right, now we've got to catch the fish. Do you see the fish jumping here? Okay, so we're going to move forward 1, 2, and we're going to catch a fish. Right, let's try that. Moana's waving at us, so she's happy. That was a good catch. Okay. Let's go to number 4. Two more fish. Let's catch them one by one. Right, so see if you can work that one out. Okay, so once again, he's pointing in the right direction. Okay, so we've got to go 1, 2, and then he's got to turn which way? Sit with him on the boat and work it out, left arm or right arm. Okay, so we're going to move forward 1, 2, and then he's going to turn right, move forward 1, 2, and then he's going to fish. Well, she's going to fish. I think Moana's doing the fishing. He's just doing the boat. Okay, fabulous. Oops, says to me that didn't work. All right, so we have to stop now, boys and girls. You can go back and see why that one didn't work. We're going to quickly finish off the lesson. All right. Okay. Okay, so let's recap quickly. Okay, so your coding page was divided into 4 sections. That was your run page where you watched your code working. Then you had a block section where you went to fetch your picture coding. You had a workspace section where you dropped your coding into, and you had an instruction area. So those are the 4 areas that you need to take note of. How did you delete a block you didn't need? Okay, we didn't delete one. Perhaps if we carried on with that one, we would have seen that. You just click on the block, drag to the left, and the bin will come up. You can try that yourself at home. And we didn't get to the repeat blocks today, but we will be doing that tomorrow. Okay, so once again, the repeat blocks is, like I explained to you, if you've got lines and lines and lines of code, you need to use the repeat blocks. We worked with the run and the reset. Run, if you've made a mistake, you go reset and you can run again. And up in your workspace area, there is an option to start over. So there's going to come a time when you've got loads of code on your page. You go, oh my word, I'm so confused. Click on the start over and you can start again. Okay, yeah, we can quickly go through this. When you've finished your 19 lessons and you say finish your hour of code, you can go and get a certificate. Okay, you will see this. I'm going to encourage you not just to jump forward. Please try go through all the lessons because that's the whole idea. It's building you up slowly to understand and getting to the more complicated loops within loops and repeats and code. And you will get a certificate at the end. Okay, and once you finish that, you can go click on that button and there are loads and loads of sessions you can go and do on your own on Hour of Code. Okay, boys and girls, so tomorrow we will carry on from that point. Thank you so much for joining us and apologies once again for the technical glitch. Have a lovely day further.